Well, just ask them for me, all right?
Well, yes, of course, if that's what you want. But don't forget, once you start interfering in the internal squabbles of another country, you're on a very slippery slope. Anything else?
Yes, I gather we're proposing to vote against Israel in the UN tonight.
Of course.
Why?
They bombed the PLO.
The PLO bombed Israel.
Yes, but the Israelis dropped more bombs than the PLO.
The PLO started it.
No, they didn't.
Well, anyway, it seems to be the faults on both sides.
Well, not according to my advice.
Well, the Americans are worried about it. They want us to abstain tonight.
Oh, I don't think we could do that.
Why not? What is Ireland?
Well, not if it harms British interests by upsetting those whom we wish to keep as friends.
Humphrey, are you saying that Britain should not support law and justice?
No, of course we should, Prime Minister. We just shouldn't let it affect our foreign policy.
We should always fight for the weak against the strong.
Well, then why don't we send troops to Afghanistan to fight the Russians?
The Russians are too strong.
What was that you were saying about law and justice?
Be that as it may, Humphrey, I want assurances sent to the democratically elected Prime Minister of St. George's Island that Britain will stand by him.
Well, perhaps you'd like to discuss this with the Foreign Secretary.
Thank you, Humphrey.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
You've been a great help. Bernard?
Yes, Prime Minister.
Where exactly is George's Island?
Shall we look at the globe? There's one in the private office.
Good idea. Good afternoon, Luke.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister.
Of course not. They don't want them. Facts complicate things. All that the press, the people and their elected leaders want to know is who are the goodies and who are the baddies.
The problem is that the interests of Britain nearly always involve doing deals with people that the public think are the baddies.
And not helping the goodies occasionally when it doesn't help us.
So we avoid discussion of foreign affairs. Or rather, we keep all discussion inside the Foreign Office. Then we produce one policy for the Foreign Secretary, which represents our considered view. And he can act upon it.
No options?
None.
No alternatives?
None.
What if he's not satisfied?
Well, if pressed, we give them every support, short of help.
What if the Prime Minister insists we help them?
Then we follow the four-stage strategy.
What's that?
A standard Foreign Office response in a time of crisis. In stage one, we say nothing is going to happen.
Stage two, we say something may be going to happen, but we should do nothing about it.
In stage three, we say that maybe we should do something about it, but there's nothing we can do.
Stage four, we say maybe there was something we could have done, but it's too late now.
Well, Jim, you have an airborne battalion on standby in Germany that is not now needed for the NATO exercise.
How do you know?
I know. Now, if you were to send it to St. George's Island, it would frighten off East Yemen. They'd never dare invade. Of course, it's not for the Israeli ambassador to advise the British Prime Minister.
And he wouldn't take your advice anyway. Get me the Foreign Secretary, and then the Defence Secretary, please. I wonder the Foreign Ocean Situation Report, wasn't it?
Well, yes, but it was arguing that we needn't do anything.
Oh, come off it, Luke. You can't fool me.
What?
I can read between the lines. Some politicians have a feeling for foreign affairs, you know. I could tell that you were warning me that St. George's Island might need our support.
Oh, yes. Well, no, actually. Only in one paragraph on page 107.
It was enough. I can take the hint. Anyway, I'm giving you full credit for it. I've told the Foreign Secretary to tell Sir Richard that it was your warning that sparked it off.
No, it wasn't.